Come on, let's go.
Working on it. Process.
Oh, the process, right? Probably the first and most important thing is I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and appreciate that all that you do for Tennessee football and our great fan base. So thank you and happy Thanksgiving. And with that, I'll let you guys start off. You're all at a loss for words this morning.
Start with Steve.
So first, just how much has Kirkland improved over the course of the season since he first got here? And also, each year you've been here now, you've had a freshman really kind of making a huge contribution on defense with Sutton, Barnett, and now Kirkland. How critical has it been to have those freshmen deliver the way they have each of your years here?
It's been very important, and it's been very well needed as we continue to grow our defense and grow our football program. In terms of the overall development of Darren, it's been a process, game in and game out, every practice. And the rewarding thing is you could see him getting better each and every practice, each and every game. The game has slowed down for him. He's done a much better job with his eye discipline, limiting his mental errors. And as we all know, he's a very gifted and talented football player. He can play sideline to sideline. But really what separates great football players going from good to great are the instincts, the things that you can't coach, the ability, the knack to find the football, to do those little things. And Darren does those things. Now it's the overall discipline. It's understanding the scheme. It's lining up, making the calls for us. And that's very difficult for a true freshman. And if you all recall, he did not have spring football. He was injured. So again, everything that he's brought to the table, he's consistently developed and improved his skill set. So very, very proud of him and how far he's come. And also the mentoring that our older players, starting with Jalen Reeves-Maben and everyone around him, the mentoring, the guiding that they provided for him as well.
Jimmy and Patrick and Seth.
Butch, would you talk about the improvement of Vanderbilt's freshman quarterback and also how much Ralph Webb means to their offense?
Well, I said it on Monday, and the more video you watch, the more video evidence you have. Ralph Webb is one of the best running backs we have in our conference, and I know he means everything to them offensively. He gets the ball north and south. He can jump cut on a dime. He runs with energy. He runs with passion, and he runs with very good pad level. So he's done a really good job that way, and it's going to take, us, getting everyone to the football and tackling him, because he can break arm tackles and he can score at any point on the field. Shermer continues to grow and develop. They do some good things with him in terms of West Coast pass concepts and rhythm and timing in the throw game. We understand they're going to challenge us deep. They're going to have some big explosive plays. The thing for us is we have to stay focused. We have to have great eye discipline, and that's going to be a challenge, and we can't come out of coverage, but you can see him getting better as well each and every game.
Seth.
A lot has been made about the upperclassmen, about them leaving the program better than they found it. What has that been like this week with it being senior night Saturday, and what have they left some of the younger guys on the team with?
Well, first of all, they've left behind a great example of resolve, resiliency, sticking to a commitment, sudden change. You look at all what they've experienced over the course of time in their Tennessee football careers. They've seen many come and go before them, but just to stick it out, but also to have that leadership role and to take pride in really being a Vol for life. And all these individuals that will be recognized Saturday, they're Vol for lives, and they've meant so much to us, our football program. And we always talk about everything, again, is how you leave a program. Do you leave a program better because you were a part of that? Were you a part of the building process? You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And they've been part of the solution. And the other thing is a work ethic, a capacity for work. We have a number of offensive linemen, and it started with Kyler Kerbison. We're now in between offensive series. He turns and he sprints. So he goes from the end of the play turns and sprints to the sideline, touches it, and sprints back to get extra conditioning. And all of a sudden, when the younger players start to see the older players doing that, you know, they want to do it as well, and it permeates throughout the course of your football team, and that's what they've been able to do for us in terms of, you know, emotion and all that. You could never be emotionally hijacked, and these players haven't been. It's been focused on the things that we need to do to win the football game. They haven't really gone back down memory lane. That's for February, that's for March, that's for down the road, but focus on the task at hand, because the one thing you can't ever get back is time. And every time we go on the practice field, every time that we're together as a football team is very critical.
Patrick and Dustin and Brent and Danny.
Butch, kind of a two-part question. What's the team schedule for tomorrow with the holiday? And secondly, what is your go-to Thanksgiving dinner dish? What's your favorite?
First of all, our schedule. We will practice in the morning, and so we'll have a team breakfast mid-morning, and then do our typical Thursday. And so, in terms of a rhythm or a routine, that won't be interrupted. That won't change. We'll get done a little bit earlier so our players can get together. I have some family coming in from out of town, and we'll have some players over to our house, and a lot of our players are going to their teammates' houses. Some may venture home if they're within a proximity that we allow, but really like to keep them here, stay focused, watch football, and have a lot to be thankful and grateful for. In terms of the go-to dish, I'm kind of a traditionalist, but instead of turkey, I'll go with the ham, the honey-baked ham. That's kind of a specialty, the corn, the stuffing, the potatoes, the carrots, and you can't forget the warm, hot rolls that come out of the oven. So kind of a traditionalist, but you know, again, it's a time to reflect, and we have so much to be thankful and grateful for. And really the resiliency and resolve that this football team has shown, and the growing of this football team and the growing of this football program, I'm very indebted to all those individuals along the way.
Dustin, Brent, Danny, Austin, and then one more.
Marquez North will be a game time decision. So he'll be a game time decision. Juwan Jennings will practice today. We're going to practice in Neyland Stadium today. We'll also have senior tackle today. So it's a very special day for us. But we anticipate, again, everyone being available. We'll know a little bit more on Marquez game time, and I'll know a little bit more after practice with Juwan, but he's going to practice today.
Believe it or not, I wasn't going to ask about injuries.
That's easier said now. Okay.
But since you brought it up, what is Juwan's injury? You haven't mentioned that yet.
Yeah, it's been a thigh, just taking a helmet there, and he's done a great job in terms of getting it back. And as we all know, he's as competitive as anyone we have in our football program, so I'll know a little bit more later today. He went through summer practice yesterday, but he'll go through the entire practice today.
Another question I was going to ask. I wanted to ask about Kyler. What makes him just so good at connecting with those guys as a leader on the offensive line?
I think first of all, the shared experiences, the experiences that he's had in our football program, just the ability to communicate. He's very down to earth, he's very approachable, and he's a true team player. He wants everyone to do well. He wants Tennessee football to do well. So he's very willing to give his opinion, and it's all about performing and winning football games and winning in the classroom, and that's what he exemplifies. But he's basically seen anything and everything that you could see. He's been through that, so he's a wealth of experience. He's a wealth of knowledge for these individuals, and you know, he's one that really has worked on his technique. He's worked his craft every day, and he's very cerebral. He understands the schemes. He understands what the defense is trying to do, and as a younger player, that's probably the biggest challenge, is you're trying to understand your schemes and your technique, and a lot of times the football intelligence becomes second in terms of understanding the power of why. Why are they trying to do that? How are they attacking us? And that's where Kyler has really elevated his game.
Brent.
Butch, you didn't mention Jay Sean Robinson on the injury list, so I assume he got through last week okay. What did it mean to have him back? What does he give you guys up front, even though you've had a great year running the football without him for most part of the season?
Experience. He's played a lot of football games for us. He plays with very, very good leverage, the ability to sustain blocks. And, unfortunately for him, it's been one of those years where it's just been one injury after another. But it's the first time he made it through an entire game. And he has practiced this week. So it's been great to have him back. And I know our players, have welcomed him back as well. And it's been great. But, again, the entire offensive line, all the individuals that have played or are going to play, they've all contributed to the recent success of running the football and protecting the quarterback.
Danny Parker in the back, then Austin Price, and then one more.
Coach, I'm not so sure what Elliott Berry's situation is. I've seen him with a headset on, signaling in plays on the sideline. I see Javara Salisbury doing the same thing. I see Devon Swafford helping out at practice. What's life like for those young men kind of transitioning into, I guess, student coaches and stepping away from the game of football?
Well, Elliott is still a football player. He's had a knee injury, and so he's going to have a scope done after finals. We wanted him to finish strong in terms of finals, and then he'll have a scope, and it'll be about a 6-week process, and he'll be back, and he'll be better and he'll be stronger. And so Elliott's a very intelligent football player, so anytime we can get him helping, that's critical. And then obviously, we've talked about Devon Swafford, same thing with Javara Salisbury. Those two individuals, their careers were interrupted with injuries, very unfortunate, but they've still made a mark in our program, and they still have helped develop our football program.
Coach, 2 questions. One, going over to the stadium, is that a kind of get an early look at the turf?
Don't read into it, no.
Two, can you speak on just the local families, whether it be the Smiths or any of the other kids that have the players over and kind of become the mom or dad that this time of year when their families are far away?
You bring up a good point, and that's the families in the immediate area. And, we told them this when we recruited their sons, is that you're going to become parents, second parents, third parents to a lot of these, individuals from, different states and different parts of the state of Tennessee, and you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy them coming to your house. You'll enjoy the players coming over, and you'll be a part of. You'll have a special part of it, and they've done that, and they've done a great job of, have our players over, and I'm kind of looking forward to, after we leave the Anderson Training Center, kind of taking the coach hat off and being dad and having Alex have some of his teammates over to our house as well. But those families have meant a lot in terms of getting into the stadium. It's senior hit day. Very fitting that we would do it at Neyland Stadium. Just trying to, again, it's very special to play in that great arena, that historic venue, and just be able to get in there and be able to compete and practice.
Is that the first time you've went in Neyland for the senior hit day?
No, we've held senior day in the last couple of years.
Thank you, everybody.
How is your thoughts about the?
You good?
Okay.
You like the Knicks?
Yes.
All right. Who's the best player in the Knicks?